Hey there, good Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here with Extol Weather and Extol Media here in the uptown New Albany, Indiana on this Monday, November the 17th. Hope you guys had a good weekend. The weather was very nice, a little breezy at times, but almost no wind out there for today. And I'll explain why here in just a second, even though that's no big deal. We do have a more unsettled weather pattern this week. We are going to have rain back late tonight. I'd say around midnight. We'll have some showers moving in. Tomorrow's looking pretty wet. We might get a little bit of a break Wednesday, and then more rain chances Thursday, Friday, maybe even into Saturday morning. So a lot of rain to talk about on the show here this morning. We will also look ahead. Here's the big teaser at the return of some maybe winter-like weather as we head towards Thanksgiving, maybe just after Thanksgiving. So as always, in the Ohio Valley, in Kentuckiana, southern Indiana, we've got plenty of weather to talk about. And that's what we'll do here. This is your show for southern Indiana and Kentucky and beyond. And so let us know where you're watching from. If you have any weather questions, certainly drop them in the comments, and I'll do the best to answer those weather questions here this morning. And again, thanks for watching, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, or Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. My favorite's YouTube, because you obviously can bring that up full screen in your house. And then extolmag.com/weather is where we're at as well. Here's a live look outside, by the way, and it is a beautiful blue sky as we get started here. And it was a chilly one, too. I saw some frost this morning with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. This will be our coldest morning of the probably next week and a half or so, at least through Thanksgiving, as we are kind of in a milder weather pattern. But also more unsettled weather pattern. And that kind of goes hand in hand when we go this time of the year through the winter season. When you get warm-ups, typically it comes with a price, meaning some wet weather. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. And as I bring up the radar and satellite, look at how quiet it is. As I mentioned, we have high pressure centered right over the top of us. So you can see it is, of course, clear, but also that is the middle of high pressure. And when you've got high pressure over the top of you, you have almost no breeze. So we probably won't see many leaves dropping today, as the wind today is probably going to be less than 5 miles per hour. But notice out west, as I clear this off, these lines of air pressure are very close together. And that is where the windy conditions are out over the Great Plains. There's a system developing, a low-pressure system out west. That is going to scoot our direction and give us that rain later tonight and into tomorrow. So, again, plenty to be tracking with that here coming up. And if you're new to the program, I like to give you the forecast right off the bat. Some folks need to come and go. If you're coming in later, mid-show, right around 10:20 is when we dig into the weather model data and we nerd out on the weather for a while. And then we'll do the recap towards the end of the program, typically going about 45 minutes. Bringing up the weather headlines here as well for today. We've got that rain moving in late tonight and into tomorrow. Could see around a half inch to an inch of rainfall for our Tuesday. So prepare the rain gear for tomorrow out the door. It is going to be a wet start to our Tuesday. And then showers and thunderstorms expected for our Thursday, especially Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and into Friday. And some of that rain could linger into our Saturday morning as well. And we'll look at that again with the weather model data here in just a second as we bring that back up in just a few moments. We're going to take some more looks at our current conditions across the area as well here in just a second and get to some of the comments that are popping in as well. So we have, right off the bat here, we've got Orlean Whitlow with 29 degrees, her low temperature this morning, 37 degrees now. And Beverly Haggis from Borden, Indiana. Can't stay long with my daughter at the doctor. I hope everything goes well there. And a good, still cruising with the coffee. This is kind of my third cup, but it's Monday. Great morning for the coffee there. Perry Porter watching from YouTube. And we've got Christian Walker in here. Got with the countdown, 45 days until New Year's. And he's got 39 degrees there. The weekend was good. The weather was good as well. We'll probably give you about 100% chance of rain for tomorrow, Christian. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. Tim Furnish with the sunny report out of Madison, Indiana. Yes, it is going to be a beautiful day all across the area for today. And let's bring that back up as well. And we're taking a another live look outside, and we've got some current conditions we're going to show you as well. So this is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Not seeing a cloud in the sky in that view right there, or this view right there. So that's looking off towards the northern sky, and the other one was looking off towards the southern sky. All looking beautiful here this morning. So no weather worries for today. Again, we'll be tracking more unsettled weather as we head through the week. And we've got your current conditions here at extolmag.com/weather, EXTOLMAG. Lots of weather resources here. Really proud of what we put together here. And if you want to see some maps, feel free to let me know. You can email me, ben@extolmag.com, or just say right here in the comments. But there you can see the current conditions, where the sun is at in the sky, the moon phases, the moon set, moon rise, winds, wind gusts. I mean, all the different weather variables right there. A forecast that takes you through the next 8 days. You've got your hourly forecast that takes you through today, 7-day forecast that I posted, the weather story that I posted, which gets into more details and shows some of the weather model data. You've also got your regional maps and a lot more information right there, weather and traffic. There's more interactive maps that you can play around with, which this is my new favorite. In the upper right-hand corner, there's an orange circle. You click on that, and there are dozens of tabs and things that you can look at. There's a look at the satellite image, and you can look at it across the globe. Just really, and the rain thunder map right here also has weather model data in it. When you press play, I'll get my face out of the way. You can see we're going forward in time. We're stepping it ahead in time, and you can jump it ahead a little bit faster. But this shows that rain on the way for tomorrow over our area, and the potential of maybe some thunder as well. So that is like a future cast, future radar view right there. That's under that tab. There are dozens of layers here that you can mess around with, including if there were any weather watches or warnings. We've got that tab there too, which you can see there are some, and they're clickable. Just some special weather statements out right there, but nothing too crazy across the continental United States right now. What's this red right here? That is a lake effect snow warning up there in northwestern Pennsylvania. So that's interesting. So a lot of cool stuff there. Just wanted to point that out if you ever want to take a look at that. And the weekend was good, Christian. Just looking at your comment there. We're about to look at the forecast in detail here in just a second. So Donna Hammond saying, hello from Adair County. Do you have any long-range models saying December could be rough? I saw another trustworthy weather forecaster saying 2 of his models are pointing to that scenario. He compared it to the winter of 68. What are your thoughts? So I wouldn't compare it to any other winters at this time. What I've seen is you look back at La Nina, weak La Ninas is what we have going into December and January. And when you compare that to past years, we have had some colder than normal winters. There are some signs that the weather pattern will shift after kind of mild weather over the next week and a half towards some colder weather as we get started in December. Some of the long-range outlooks that I've seen showed a good chance that winter might start a bit early. Of course, December starts right around December 21st, but we might have some cold spells out ahead of that. And then we might see some colder blasts, which, duh, in January, February is when we're going to get the colder weather. That's the coldest part of the year and the snowiest part of the year. But we might have more of that than the mild weather for this winter. Hope that makes sense. That's what I've seen here lately. But to compare it to other winters, that'd be tough to do at this point. Lillian Lasley, good morning. Got up this morning at 34 degrees. November 30th, Christian, is when the hurricane season is technically over with. But when we have these fronts move through, there's just nothing going on. I can bring this up. There's no tropical activity expected during the next 7 days here from the National Hurricane Center. So things pretty much wrapping up there in the tropics. Hey, while we're here, I want to give a shout out to our partners, Lions Roofing, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. With these busier weather patterns, more wet weather, if you're seeing any leaks in the drywall, your roof, you might want to get it checked out. You can get a free estimate here at lionsroofingco.com, Lyons. Lions Roofing, family owned right here out of Memphis, Indiana. 812-294-3595. They have a career section here too. a roofing repair technician, they might have an opportunity for you. Speaking of opportunities, Libs Paving, they've got a careers section, and we like to share the opportunities that are out there. So there might be an opportunity for you, maybe a new career. You can check out their job openings and apply there online. Speaking again of opportunities, you can level up anywhere you're at in high school and get those college credits. If you're a middle-aged like myself and want to change or level up, you can do that with classes and courses here at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. It's 9 miles north of Louisville at exit 9, right there at Highway 311 and I-65. You can see all the programs that they have offered here. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so you can do this right now. Sign up or just register here for a visit. You can give them a call, or you can do this right here. Here's the RSVP button. But Tuesdays at the Tech, you get that personalized help, consultation with financial aid, how to pay for college, learn about student life, veterans benefits, career coaching, and how to register if you're ready to do that. You can also just look here at ivytech.edu at all of their dozens of programs that they have offer. A shout out to my buddy Michael Long as well. We'll be hearing from him more soon, but proud to be an American Star Certified Agency Excellence in Customer Experience. 812-578-3072 to contact him, or go to amfam.com and search Michael Long. And he hooked us up last week with life insurance for me and my wife, and that bundle reduced our insurance bill, our car and auto insurance. So we had more price reductions, and we got more coverage as well. So there are ways to save, and he can help you out. And they've actually had some price reductions in their auto renewals here lately too. All right. And if you ever want to reach out to us about advertising marketing solutions with Extol Weather, Extol Media, we can help you out. Advertising marketing solutions, contact me, Ben at extolmag.com, or Jason at extolmag.com. And if you have any weather questions, that is an easy way to reach out. I want to give a shout out to NWSB. They are collecting through December 15th. Good time of the year to do that, benefiting Reach, a food program for kids. And you don't have to be a member. Go to any NWSB location, drop off any canned food, non-perishable items, snacks, dry cereals, and things like that. Moving right along here. Beautiful day yesterday for some golf. A couple weeks ago, I bragged about beating my son Brady. We're having these end-of-the-year little matches, and I'll give it up to him. Yesterday, he beat me by 3. We both played decent. And then so we are going to have an 18-hole final match since we are all even. And that'll be – I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get some good weather to do that as well. Getting some more comments popping in here. Up north, up in Lake Michigan, up in the Great Lakes, they've been having snow up there. Donna asking, any odds at a white Christmas, or is it too soon? Well, I'll just say what we've had throughout the history is 1 out of 10. 10% chance of a white Christmas is what we have here in southern Indiana and Kentucky. So there is a chance. And you know what? If December ends up being colder than normal, you need the cold air to produce the snow. And if we got the cold air, that's one big ingredient. And then you just need a system to pass on by. So maybe we'll get some clipper systems in December, giving us those snow chances. And Aubrey Hobson wants the snow, part of team #BOTS. Bring on the snow. As always, I like 1 or 2 big snows that we can play around in, and then let's get back to summertime. Here's your weather headlines here for today. Rain late tonight, and we're going to see that hour by hour with Futurecast here in just a second. We'll look at the rain timing and how much that we are expecting here in just a second. Wet Tuesday on the way, around a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rainfall, maybe some rumbles of thunder as well. Not expecting severe weather with this. And then showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, maybe into Saturday morning with a slow-moving system there. And so, again, the moral of the story is it's a more unsettled weather pattern. Then the teaser here, this is the European weather model right after Thanksgiving. This is right around November 29th. The potential for a cold spell back in our area. So that's a little ways out, maybe like 11 days out, because here's our countdown. How many days until Thanksgiving is 10 days away. And the earliest sunsets just after that, about 15 days, right around December 2nd, 5:22 p.m. sunsets. That lasts through about December 12th, and then we start to get slowly later sunsets. Christmas, 38 days. Springtime, springing ahead to 124 days out. Here's our weather history for today. Louisville had over 3 inches of rainfall in 2013, and then the next year had over 3 inches of snowfall in 2014 on today's date. And 1927 F2 tornado hit western Alexandria, Virginia, and the eastern quadrants of the District of Columbia, D.C. It missed the capital by just 9 blocks, damaged 150 homes, and 150 people were injured, 1 killed. So that was 1927. And the 2013 was a busy year of weather. An unusually powerful storm system spun up 5 dozen tornadoes from the Great Lakes to the Tennessee Valley. And EF4 hit Illinois, striking communities in Washington and New Minden. But fortunately, timely forecasts and the warnings kept the death count very low. In 2013, the largest November tornado outbreak in state history produces 30 tornadoes, 16 of which were in central Indiana. It's crazy. I don't really remember that. I'm sure I was working that day. Here's your stupid weather jokes, Monday related here today, guys. So why was the acid so rude on Monday? He was amino acid. Amino acid. How do cheeses greet each other on Mondays? Have a good week. How do hens feel on Mondays? Exhausted. And why did the cat stay home on Monday? He wasn't feline well. He was not feline well. There's your free jokes of the day. And here's your forecast here's your free forecast too. Mondays, November 17th. That is today, 57 degrees, the high temperatures, cool sunshine out there. And then we'll have that late night rain around midnight. We'll be firing up those weather models here in just a second here for you. And a very light wind today, almost calm out there. And then tonight, rain arrives late night, 41 degrees, that low temperature, and just a light breeze tomorrow. We're looking at about around 100% chance of that rain. We'll have some 40s in the morning and then heading into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. Normal high is 57, normal low is 39 degrees, sun up at 7:27 and sunset at 5:28. The 7-day forecast after a wet one tomorrow, we're back to mostly dry conditions Wednesday. We might get a couple sprinkles Wednesday, but then we're looking at a front that'll stall out over the region. I would say Thursday morning might have some dry time, and then Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, showers that will continue off and on through Friday and possibly into early Saturday. Hopefully that'll leave us, though, with most of our weekend dry and then quiet as we head into early next week. We'll look ahead through our Thanksgiving week as well, big travel week, of course, and try to time out maybe some more systems on the way as we're starting to move into a more unsettled and active weather pattern here for us. And a good morning to Mike Sievert. Thanks for tuning in to the show here this morning and dropping into the comments. Mike saying Aubrey Hobson Mike Sievert wants the snow as well. Lily and Lasley got my back with the jokes. Thank you very much. We'll try to keep them coming day by day. Okay, so that's the forecast. Let me bring up here I'm going to click back and get this ready for later. But I want to bring up the weather models here at 10:17. So we're cruising right along here on a Monday. So as I mentioned earlier, we are very quiet around the region. High pressure is right over the top of us. I'll draw this out one more time just to give us the analysis of the current conditions. High pressure usually means high and dry. So air flows out and around in a clockwise fashion around high pressure. And it's almost no flow around us for today. Pretty calm conditions. But there is a system developing out to the west that will be moving our direction. So there is an area of low pressure out here. It's going to start to slide to the east, and that is going to bring some rain in here later on tonight. And Christian is a warm weather lover, does not want the snow. It's always I feel like it's kind of half and half when we have the warm versus cold weather debates here in the Ohio Valley. Some like it warm, some like it cold. We're bringing up the future radar here, and we're going to bring up let's start with the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. And we're just going to go hour by hour. We're going to watch some of that rain starting to move our direction, staying out to the west of us through the daytime today. Notice out in Missouri, we're seeing some of that rainfall. This is at 3 p.m. I'm going to jump this ahead to 8 p.m. this evening. And that rain is still out west of us, out towards St. Louis, where I spent a lot of my growing up days. Now we're going to 10 p.m., still out west. So again, we're dry pretty much all day today. in most of the evening as well. Going to midnight tonight, that's when we start to see the leading edge of those showers moving into parts of southern Indiana. This is right at midnight tonight. We'll just go to when a lot of us are sleeping, hopefully sleeping at 4 a.m., except for the third shifters. I've been there. I've worked those hours. This is at 4 o'clock in the morning. There you can see some scattered showers on the way. I'm going to put this right around 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning during the peak of the morning commute. Look at that. Not good timing for the morning commuters with the heavier rain showers and possibly some thunderstorms on the way right around that time. So that is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is a look at the most unstable Cape. So there is some energy for the potential of some thunderstorms. That energy is greater off to our southwest. Nonetheless, there is the potential that we get some rumbles of thunder tomorrow. And this is loading up here tomorrow afternoon. So the potential of thunderstorms does exist. Let me get you back to the rainfall tomorrow afternoon. So this is your Monday. There you can see the potential of some heavy rain at times. There could be some gusty winds and some lightning and thunder with this for your Tuesday. November thunderstorms. Now, I'm also going to bring up the Storm Prediction Center, the SPC, severe weather outlook. So there's no risk of severe storms here today. I'm going to take this into tomorrow, day 2, severe weather risk. So this just shows general thunderstorms. It is not level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It is level 0 in the severe weather risk outlook for tomorrow. So thankfully, we're not expecting severe weather with this, but some thunderstorms possible. And just looking down later on this week. And so things are thankfully not expected to be severe for us. While we're at it, a quick look at the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook. And look at that. We are above normal. So we've got 60s on the way for many days this week. And I'm a little bit curious. So our average highs are now in the 50s, and we're looking at a lot of 60s. So above, as I mentioned earlier, when you get above normal temperatures this time of the year through winter, a lot of times it correlates with higher rain chances as well. They kind of go hand in hand. You kind of got to pay for the warm-ups this time of the year. All right, let's get back to the weather models. As we look ahead, let's see how long this rain's going to linger and how much that we can expect as well. If you have any weather questions, as always, feel free. Don't be shy to drop them in the comments here. And we are back to the NAM 3 kilometer reflectivity. I'm going to go to back to tomorrow afternoon. This is at 5 p.m. Quick break. Big happy drink. All right. That's 5 a.m. Let me go to 5 p.m. All right, here we go. So rain still around the area tomorrow afternoon. 100% chance of rain for your Tuesday. Pretty much a washout for us. I'm going to take this into the evening time. This is 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now we're at 8 p.m. Still some rain across the area. The heaviest starting to move off to the east. Now we're going to 10 p.m. Tuesday night. Southern Indiana starting to dry out first. Going to midnight. So now we're going into early Wednesday morning. And we're starting to see that rain gradually tapering off to the south. This is 48 hours out with this weather model. And this is going into our Wednesday morning. And there you can see it's pretty quiet. I've left a sprinkle chance in Wednesday and probably a lot of clouds, but it's going to be drier Wednesday. We get a day break before more rain moves in, it looks like, for Thursday, Friday, maybe early Saturday. Perry Porter popping in the comments. The beard looks good. Might keep it through the winter and keep your face warm. We'll see about that. The No Shave November here continues. It's not bothering me too much just yet. We'll see about that. As we saw in the weather models there, Christian, it rained overnight tonight and through tomorrow. All right, bringing back the weather models here. And we're going to jump ahead here, guys, we'll skip Wednesday. And let me go ahead and fire up the GFS weather model. And the timing looks pretty good with the GFS, the Euro, and the Canadian, which increases our confidence in the timing of the rainfall. We're going to jump to Thursday, the 20th, already heading into the latter stages of November. It's crazy. All right, so this is Thursday, 10 a.m. We're getting a warm front lifting to the north. So this warm front's arcing across the region and lifts to the north. I would say the driest part of our Thursday is going to be in the morning time. Notice as we move this ahead, John Fox, pop it in the comments. Good morning, sir. Thanks for tuning in. And there you can see our Thursday afternoon, pretty wet around the region. This is 4 p.m. Thursday, and then I'll bring this up to Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Still some wet weather across the area. We'll just tick this ahead kind of hour by hour, and I don't like rain this time of the year. It's just nasty. We can't evaporate it very well. It just starts to get muddy dog paws and all that good stuff. This is 1 a.m. Friday. Again, this is a stalled out front. And now we're going into Friday morning. This is going to be 7 a.m. Notice, look at the amount of real estate underneath some rain over the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and stretching out over parts of the Great Plains as well. Now we're going into Friday afternoon. Some more wet weather likely across the region. And now we're going to go ahead to our Friday night. This is at 10 p.m. More rain potential Friday night. Will we get it out of here by Saturday morning? This is 7 a.m. Saturday. Still shows a little bit of a rain chance across the area, but it should be moving out Saturday morning. That should leave us with a dry weekend. Christian, we're working on it, and we will let you know as soon as it comes out. And so if we add up all of this rainfall, we're looking at, I would say we're looking at about a half inch to an inch of rainfall tomorrow. And then we might tack on another inch or so later this week, Thursday, Friday. This is adding it all up, by the way. This next map that I'm going to show you through Saturday morning. So this is our full week of rainfall here. I'll go ahead and bring this up full screen so we can see it. There we go. And I need to take it out of full screen so I can query it a little bit here. So this is showing swaths of about 1 to 3 inches over much of Kentucky, along and south of 64. And then to the north, maybe about 1 to 2 inch amounts over southern Indiana. A little bit less up in Indianapolis around Carmel for Christian Walker, and then much lighter amounts farther north. So there is a bit of a bullseye of rainfall around the region here this week. So I would say generally around 1 to 3 inches if you add up the system tomorrow on top of Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning. I don't think it's enough to really worry about any flooding concerns. And thankfully, it doesn't look like we'll be worried about severe weather either. Just kind of a nasty rain from time to time. And Janet Berry heading to Michigan Thanksgiving Day. Any thoughts on the weather I might encounter? Good point there. So we'll look ahead through Thanksgiving week. Now I'm going to bring back up the future rainfall. And since we're heading out on the long range outlook, it is cheers to you here. I'll just jump ahead to Monday, the 24th. We'll go into our Thanksgiving week with the GFS weather model here. So Monday, the 24th. I'm going to go here at 1 p.m. on Monday. So it shows some quiet weather. Where we're watching is, well, let me bring it up so you can look at it. So here's our Monday, very quiet around the region. But there are these little bowling balls out over the Pacific and they follow the jet stream, and eventually we might still have some unsettled weather. If we get the jet stream to start taking a dive, which it might in December, that's when we start to get the cold air outbreaks. All right, so let's move ahead and see where these guys go. Let me adjust my map here. All right, so I'm going to jump ahead to the 25th, going into our Tuesday next week. And there you can see that thing traveled across the United States pretty quickly. So this is Monday is dry, and then we're going now into, this would be Tuesday the 25th. Shows most of the rain just out to the west. And now we're going into Wednesday the 26th, showing some rain across the region. So if you've got travel Wednesday, and we're going to fine tune this. I mean, day by day, we'll be looking at your Thanksgiving travel weather for sure. Right now, midweek shows a storm system moving through. And I'll take this into, this is no, wait. The 25th is Tuesday. Is that right? 25th Tuesday, 26th is Wednesday. This is 26th afternoon. So like we said, a wet Wednesday, possibly. Now we're getting into Thursday. This is Thursday morning, Thanksgiving. So if we're lucky, we'll start to see that rain moving off to the east. And then this is Thanksgiving afternoon, dinner time. And it shows dry weather. What about temperatures? Plop those on here too. This is 4 p.m. Thursday, showing some 40s, a cool down on the way, which is kind of appropriate. It's kind of nice to have a chilly Thanksgiving. Maybe get out there, front yard, try to throw the football around a little bit. Maybe start a fire. Cold air is lurking. Okay, we mentioned after Thanksgiving, we might get a good cold spell to move into much of the United States. And there is a really cold air mass, minus teens up in Alaska and parts of northwestern Canada. And you just need, I mean, we're not going to get that cold, but if the jet stream starts to open up, we start to get some of those cold spells our direction. So with that said, let's look ahead to Black Friday the 28th. And if you're out shopping early Friday morning, it looks about as cold as it was this morning, around freezing. But going into Black Friday afternoon, it looks like that cold air is moving in. Shows highs in the 30s. So this is not this Friday, next Friday, right after Thanksgiving, talking about some chillier air moving in. And look at that dip. So that shows you we've got a dip in the jet stream that starts to open the Canadian door and starts to spill in winter-like temperatures. All right. Moving ahead here. I'm going to go to Saturday the 30th. So we're going into our Thanksgiving weekend. Shows 40s there, nothing extreme, a little bit of a warm up out west ahead of the next front. I'm going into Sunday the 30th. I will say the GFS and the European weather models do differ around this time frame. The European actually brings in the cold spell more robustly and more quickly than the GFS. But there you can see, I mean, that is some real deal cold air, and that would be the cold front right here. Strong cold front. This is so Sunday, and obviously we're going out on a limb. We're pretty far out here, but the Euro and the GFS showing this cold air mass moving our direction right after Thanksgiving. So we'll jump ahead here a little bit and see the progression of that front. This is going into December 1st. And that is a sharp front right there. Look at this air. Thankfully, this isn't getting here. Look at that. That's some serious cold. But it is a sharp front, as I mentioned. And this has it moving in, hey, right on time as we head into December. Showing some cold numbers here in the 20s. That is December 2nd morning. And we've been talking about this for maybe more than a week, that, December might flip to a colder weather pattern, which, when you think of December, you think colder weather. But we talked with Brian Newdorf from the National Weather Service a few weeks ago. Yeah, I've talked about this before, of course. When you have a mild October, then we've seen in the past that it kind of flips in December sometimes. Not always, but we will see if that happens. So there you go. That's a kind of a long-range outlook. Boy, there's a lot of cold air up there. That's one of the coldest I've seen. Minus 30. Let's take a trip up that direction towards the North Pole. But that's good. The elves work very, very well in the cold weather up there, getting ready for Christmas time. All right, that will do it for the good old Ben Peine segment. And it's a beautiful sky out there this morning. We're looking live here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. And you can check that out anytime you would like there as well. All right, looking over some comments. I saw some pop in while I was chatting. Here's another live look outside of that beautiful blue sky. It is a marvelous Monday. Almost no wind out there today. Highs in the mid to upper 50s, where they should be for this time of the year. And we've got, check this out. So my grandma will be 99 years old on Thanksgiving. That'll be a big celebration for us. One more year to 100. So they watched. Everybody said hello to my mom, Laura Young, and my grandma, Norma Bridges. Thanks for tuning in, guys. John Fox, sorry I missed earlier. When do we see the rain tomorrow? So it'll move in right around or just after midnight. It's going to be around all day tomorrow, John, for the answer to that question. Dennis Gregory on a little bit late from Bedford, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in. And Janet, keep tuning in, and we'll give you that. We'll fine-tune that forecast as we get closer to Thanksgiving. And Perry saying the Northern Lights were awesome last week. Yeah, they sure were. We got dozens of pictures. Very cool stuff. And if you sent me a picture, thank you very much. It was a very cool time lapse that we got to do. All right, so that is the weather model data. Let's do the forecast recap here for your Monday, and then we'll be on our way. I talked about this earlier, but just an update on the father-son golf challenges. I won, was it a week or two ago? Match 1, match 2. He beat me by 3 strokes yesterday, my son Brady here, and so we're going to have the final match, 18 holes. We'll see what happens. My bets, if I were a betting man, I would bet on the guy on the right and not me. All right, we got rain late tonight around midnight, wet Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms, some more showers and storms likely Thursday into Friday, maybe a lingering shower into early Saturday. Hopefully that'll leave most of our weekend dry. This was the European weather model output for just after Thanksgiving, showing that cold blast as well. Thanksgiving only 10 days away. The earliest sunsets in 15 days, Christmas in 38 days, and springtime in 124 days. A lot of weather history for today. We'll put this on Facebook right around noon today. And just one thing to mention, Louisville had over 3 inches of rain in 2013 on today's date, and then the next year had 3 inches of snowfall. Go figure. You can get crazy weather this time of the year. You can get big. The worst tornado outbreak was on this date. The worst November tornado outbreak in history, state history. Produced 30 tornadoes, 16 were in central Indiana. So you can get it's kind of a secondary severe weather season this time of the year. Our stupid jokes were Monday related. Why was the acid so rude on Monday? He was amino acid. Amino acid. How do cheeses greet each other on Mondays? Have a good week. A good. How do hens feel on Monday? Exhausted. Why did the cat stay home on Monday? He wasn't feline well. All punny. All puns today. Monday, November 17th. That is your forecast today right here. 57 degrees, cool sunshine, some late night rain. But today will be a very nice day. Maybe the last mow, maybe to mow up some of the leaves, maybe blow off some of the leaves before that rain moves in tomorrow. Rain overnight with a low of 41 degrees. And your forecast here for tomorrow. Plan on the rain. Pretty much on and off throughout the day. More on than off. and temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. I think we get a break with maybe just a sprinkle on Wednesday. And then we're looking at that front to kind of stall out over the region, giving us rain likely Thursday afternoon, Thursday night through Friday, and possibly into early Saturday. And then hopefully, again, leaving us with a mainly dry weekend after that. So there it is. That is your big old forecast for today. Getting a little more interesting this time of the year, which it often does. And I want to thank you all for being here today. And I want to give a shout out to those who allow us to be here and do what we do. Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com. They've got you covered on both sides of the river throughout Louisville Metro, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home. But they do commercial, residential roof. They can help you out with the financing of this. And you can learn more about their company and their services and, all about their family-owned company out of Memphis, Indiana. You can call them 812-294-3595. Of course, healthy roof is very important this time of the year as we get more windy weather, more wet weather. So make sure there's no leaks going on. You can get your free estimates right there. So tomorrow is Tuesdays at the Tech. This is where I remind you each week that if you are interested in leveling up your career, you can head over here to ivytech.edu. They're going to meet you where you're at. You belong here. Sellersburg campus, Ivy Tech Community College, because you could be in high school. You could be in your 20s. You could be at two different colleges at one time. So it makes it so flexible and accessible for you to launch your career and get your certifications. So again, as I mentioned, Tuesdays at the Tech, this is where you get one-on-one help with a faculty member where you can learn about veterans benefits, student life, career coaching, and registering for those classes as well. And there are opportunities here for you at libspaving.com. They may have a job opening for maybe you, family member, someone you know that needs an opportunity. There are some right here, some job openings that you can apply now for, so you can check that out at Libs Paving, L-I-B, as in Ben, spaving.com. And a shout out to Michael Long here, especially because he just saved me more money. So last week he let me know that if I got a life insurance policy for my wife and I, that our monthly bills would go down. So we're saving with the app. We're saving with student discounts. We're saving with bundling up some life insurance. If you want to know how to save, they've actually had price reductions in their auto policies too. Get a quote and just tell him that I sent you. Michael Long here, 812-578-3072. You can go to amfam.com right here and then just search Michael Long, and it'll take you to his page that we're looking at right now. There are some amazing weather resources right here for you at extolmag.com/weather. We've got our live stream up. We've got interactive radar maps that have dozens of layers that you can play around with. Be your own meteorologist. Current conditions, 44 degrees, sunshine. Look at all the different weather variables that are here for you. You've got sunrise, sunset, moon phase, moonrise, moonset, dew points, UV index, winds, wind gusts, and more. Daily forecasts that'll take you through the next 8 days. Hourly forecasts there on the right side. My 7-day that I post every day, and I mean every day. And the weather story here below that has some more forecast details and a lot of the weather model maps for you. There's severe weather outlooks, the drought monitor, any watches or warnings around the region, storm reports, current Indiana weather and traffic, regional radars, and again, this awesome big map right here that you can look at weather all around the world. And it doesn't matter what you want to look at; they've got it all right here. Look at the winds across the globe that you can take a look at. Amazing information right there. We've got it hooked up for you right there at extolmag.com/weather. Lastly, before we take off, here's how you can get a hold of me if you want to join up with us with advertising or marketing solutions throughout Southern Indiana and Kentucky and beyond. We can get that word out here for you. And you can just email me, ben@extolmag.com, ben@extolmag.com, or jason@extolmag.com. We can set up a conversation, and you can learn about our content, our products, our offerings. Again, advertising, marketing solutions right here, Extol Weather, Extol Media. And, of course, we are located right, boom, there in Uptown New Albany. Beautiful blue sky outside of our Extol Media studios here at the corner of Vincent's and Market. We'll leave it with that beautiful view here at 1044. How do we talk this long every day? Because we always have crazy weather. Christian Walker, have a good day. Meteorologist Ben Peine, have a good day. Christian, you as well. Kathy Kreider, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Extol Unfiltered at 9 a.m. this morning. Lillian Lazar, you have an awesome day too. Thanks for watching as always. And JK is late to the party again. I'll watch the recap later. Have a great day, Jay. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the recap or the replay, feel free to drop in the comments any weather questions. We're here for you with that as well. So we'll leave it right there at 10:44. Thanks for watching Ben at 10, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. So you know what we're talking about tomorrow, a whole bunch of rain. So join us on our Tuesday edition of the show. It's every morning at 10 a.m., Monday through Friday. We'll see you then.